feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Total Apex Media Gaming. This is Michelle, and today we are going to be continuing the real face of a VTuber. I'm so sorry we missed last week. We just weren't able to stream, but we're back tonight, and we are going to continue where we left off in the courtroom. We want to load, not start. And we have just accused the VTuber herself. All right, so both sides may state their position. We'll see. Maybe we'll find out who Kuripa is this time. During our last hearing, we proposed the possibility of Kuripa having committed this murder. After investigating further, we've made some shocking discoveries. The defendant has had multiple conflicts with her company, going so far as to have some serious altercations with the victim himself. Kuripa's real face obviously has a key to the office, and we've already uncovered her method of killing the victim. The prosecution will prove this point as well as reveal the true identity of Kuripa's real face. How could someone working from home kill someone in their office at the same time? Kuripa was streaming on the night of the murder with a solid alibi. Any method brought forth by the prosecution will be pure conjecture, and any serious altercations cannot be proven as a motive. The defense claims that Kuripa did not commit this murder, and any claim otherwise by the prosecution cannot be substantiated. Very well. I've heard both sides. May the prosecution's first witness take the stand. Hey, prosecutor. You didn't forget your promise to me, did you? Of course not. You don't want to know what I'll do if you break it. Think she should be making threats while on the stand. That seems unwise. All right, we need to prove that Honor Chen and Mr. C had unresolved conflicts. Presenting evidence number 045. This social media account is exclusively used by Kuripa. The conversations recorded inside were all deleted before the murder took place. Did you know about this account? Yes, all Lillian employees contacted Kuripa through this account. I contact my daughter often for work, actually. If my conversations are all gone, that means someone deleted them. Let's see. Did the deleted conversations include any arguments? Why do you think everything was deleted? Or do you know the password to this account? Let's go with the first one. Malicious intent. All right, I guess the second one. I think the conversations contained facts unfavorable towards the killer, which is why. Personal conjecture. Objection sustained. Okay. Every employee has the password for that account. It's written down in a common folder. Have you used the password before? Why would sensitive information? You once logged into Kuripa's account because of an emergency, right? I guess this one. I don't usually know. I only did once on April 17th because I got locked out of my own account. Yeah, I'm glad there's no hit points too. I get punched quite often. I needed to check a conversation we were having, so I just logged into Kuripa's instead. It's got to be this one. While logged into Kuripa's account, did you notice anything out of the ordinary? My daughter was using it at the same time. She was talking to our boss, I mean, Mr. C. I kept seeing notifications pop up. Did their conversation appear friendly? Why did their conversation catch your attention? Did you look at any chats she had with other people? Let's go with the second one. My daughter wanted to graduate from the company. Their conversation seemed tense, to put it lightly. Maybe that's a little subjective, though. Here, I have a screenshot of it. Did you see that post from Project Live? They're bringing all those online bullies to court for slander. What do you think about that? I'm really busy, Kuripa. Just give me some time. I'll handle it. Sometimes other VTubers and I chat about how other people just don't have these problems. Our company culture is different. How much would I have to pay if I broke contract right now? Are you serious? I'm just asking. Is that a problem? What, you think I'm going to take your money and run? I'm not thinking that. But you and I made Kuripa together, right? Is this really all about money for you? I just think some things have to be solved at the source. With one less person, everyone's problems would be solved. Can we do a call? I don't want to chat right now. I plan to ask Mr. C about it later, but who could have known what would happen to him? Anyway, that's all I have to say. From the screenshots we have, it's obvious that two of them were having a tense conversation. With one less person, everyone's problems would be solved. This is what the defendant said at the end. And then this. April 20th, the morning of the murder. Kuripa contacted the victim with the same account, saying she had something to talk to him about, and for him to stay late at the office. That'll be all, Your Honor. Very well. Would the defense like to cross-examine the witness? No, the defense waives its right to cross-examination. The defense would like to have Kuripa herself testify against the prosecution's position. Okay. Very well, bring them to the stand. Please state your name and occupation. Curry. I'm the Kuripa. I'm a VTuber. Nice to meet all of you. Oh my goodness. In your line of work, do you ever have disagreements with your agency? Oh, well. Next. It happens all the time. Sometimes the things Curry wants to do can't be done because of grown-up reasons. Or sometimes they make Curry take jobs she really doesn't want to do. Curry knows she should work as hard as possible, but Curry doesn't want to be super sad while doing it. Curry thinks they should be nicer and more understanding. So it's normal for artists and their agencies to have misunderstandings? Should we object to this one? It's normal for artists. Let's go with an objection on this one. Conjecture. Oh my gosh. I'm guessing incorrectly all the time. Curry knows, we just said that. Next. Curry thinks they don't really understand her work. Whether that's streaming or interacting with fans or posting on social media, if Curry wants to be at the top of her game, she has to spend a lot of time and energy on all those things. It's not that Curry doesn't like it, it's just really tiring. Curry's agency doesn't understand how tiring it is, so they constantly want more and more from Curry. Curry obviously knows what's best for her own channel, but it's so tiring. Curry can't do it at all. When you talk about your agency, that includes Mr. C, right? The one time I don't object, I should have. Who does your agency include? Curry's really just talking about Mr. C. He's the biggest problem. It's better if you do this. Can't you say it like this? Blah, blah, blah. Then he has to lecture Curry after every stream. It's so freaking annoying. Has that made you want to graduate from your agency? Curry has those thoughts a lot. Sometimes Curry just thinks, why can't she be happy streaming? Why can't Curry do what she wants, play what she wants, say what she wants? Curry will get enough money from tips and donations if she has enough viewers. Why does she have to get so many sponsors, or sing and dance, or do this or that event? Why can't she just do what she wants? If Curry left her agency and went solo, wouldn't she be happier? Curry always has those thoughts. Have you done any real planning to graduate or transfer? No, not really. Those thoughts are always popping into Curry's head, but they're just thoughts. Once Curry has a good night's sleep and a nice big breakfast, those thoughts go away. Curry doesn't really want to leave her agency and hasn't done any real planning for it. Also, Curry didn't tell Mr. C to meet her late at the office. It wasn't Curry. It was an imposter. Curry was going to stream that day. She had no reason to meet Mr. C at the office. Yeah, food is the answer for all our problems. As per Kuripa, artists disagreeing with their agencies is a common occurrence. Kuripa hasn't actually made any concrete plans to leave her agency. The defense claims that Kuripa and Mr. C's argument created no motivation for murder. Very well. Would the prosecution like to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. Very well, you may begin. All right. Press on conflicts, press on her argument, thoughts to graduate, or the imposter. Let's ask about the imposter. On the morning of April 20th, a message was sent to Mr. C from your account saying you wanted to chat with him that night at the office. You said you didn't send this message? Curry was streaming that night. Why would Curry plan to meet Mr. C at the office when she had to stream? Before that, you were the one who wrote, with one last person, everyone's problems would be solved. Yes. Before all this, had anyone else ever used your account? No. Thank you. Regarding your plans to stream that night, the prosecution will make its own claims momentarily. Let's see. Don't you think something's wrong with the witness's testimony? I don't see a problem. Oh, okay. It wasn't that. All right, maybe it is the 420 conversation. Let's try it. Nope. All right, let's try a different one and we'll come back. That's what I thought. I tried the streaming equipment first. Because I thought if there's streaming equipment... Maybe... Nope, not that either. All right, let's go with a different topic. Let's talk about the argument. Why did you have an argument with Mr. C? Curry wanted a long vacation, and she told Mr. C a lot of times. Curry was just way too tired and needed a long break, but Mr. C never answered her. He's always like that, ignoring whatever he doesn't want to talk about. So Curry got angry and told him. And now, after Mr. C's murder, how long have you gone without a streaming schedule? Months now. Have you ever had such a long break before? A witness need not answer the question. Do we have anything that would... Yeah, she has. Oh, I see what you're saying. Why is it? Well, but she doesn't have a schedule. She's just been doing it randomly. Why is it normal for VTubers and their agencies to argue? VTubers take on a lot of emotions and expectations from their fans. This is really hard and gives Curry a lot of stress, but Curry's agency doesn't really understand. I think that's why we don't see eye to eye. But you know, having a relationship with fans is part of a VTuber's job, right? Yeah, Curry knows. Do you think your agency should be taking on that burden? No, it's not their responsibility. Then please explain why the two of you had a disagreement. No. There is this. Maybe this one. Nope. All right. Let's go back to this one. Nope, not that one. All right. I guess let's ask all the questions and see where to go from there. Wanting to kill someone and killing someone are two completely different things. Curry thinks you know that better than she does. Curry always has thoughts of wanting to graduate, but they're just thoughts. Curry isn't really going to do it. That's why Curry is standing here telling you these things right now. Ugh. Okay. Yes, give me a hint. Amanda Child said Kuripa asked her about making a new skin. Yeah, that's why I just gave her that. It was this. Oh no, maybe that one. It must be a different one. Oh, here it is, the new skin request. You said you never made any real plans to graduate. Right. But you've talked about it before with Mr. C. Mr. C is my boss. Curry doesn't think chatting with Mr. C about that means it's necessarily going to happen. I'd like to present evidence number 020. This evidence was provided by Amanda Childs. Have you talked to her in the past about making a new VTuber skin? The defendant has already put into action secret plans to leave her agency. So, was her argument with the victim really unrelated to their case? The prosecution has its doubts. Is there another witness? The prosecution would like to call Amanda Childs to stand to discuss the aforementioned request to create a new VTuber skin. Please state your name and occupation. I draw pictures at Lillian Entertainment. I'm an illustrator. Oh my gosh. Presenting evidence number 020. Do you recognize this piece of evidence? Yeah, I noticed the background on Kuripa turns off and on too. Yes, it's a screenshot I gave you. Can you explain what's going on in this conversation? Curry asked me if I could draw her a new skin. Let me explain. A skin is a VTuber's entire avatar, and an artist draws that skin, which is why she's referred to as the VTuber's mother. Okay, I understand. Please go into a little more detail. It was April 14th at night, and I was already in bed about to fall asleep. Then my phone suddenly shook and woke me back up, and I saw it was Curry sending me a message. I got a little worried because she doesn't usually message me that late. So I opened it and saw she wanted to talk to me about something. What did she want to talk about? She wanted to ask what I'd charge to draw a new skin and if I'd be willing to. Well, you just saw it from that evidence. I asked if it was for a friend. I never thought she'd say it was for herself. So I didn't really know how to react since Curry already has a skin. If she wanted a new one, did that mean she wanted to stop being Kuripa? That's when I asked her, do you want to graduate? She replied yes and asked me to keep it a secret. I didn't know what to do. What did she want you to make for her specifically? She said she liked how I drew her Curry skin. So she wanted me to do the new one too. And that she didn't have a detailed plan or idea yet. She just wanted to know how much I'd charge if I do it. What did Kuripa like about how you designed her skin specifically? Let's try that one. I remember her saying in a stream she really liked her shoulders. Let's go with, did you agree to do it? I signed a non-compete clause with Lillian. If a job didn't have anything to do with Kuripa, then I couldn't take it. I sorta told her that in a way. She said, just don't get caught. Then she said, it's not like you never broke the rules before. So I didn't know what to say. So I just said I'd think about it. She said again, I really had to keep it a secret. Then she said she'd ask me again later. Presenting evidence 046. This is the contract Kuripa signed. It clearly states that during her contract, she cannot do the following. 1, directly or indirectly provide services to another VTuber agency or individual. 2, use company resources to engage in VTuber activities, either individually or with a third party. Now, the defendant said she only had thoughts of engaging in activities that would break the rules, but didn't carry them out. In reality, she made real plans to graduate and use company resources for personal gain. She also aimed to involve Amanda Childs in these plans. These actions alone were already enough to break her contract. That'll be all, Your Honor. Kuripa, why'd you say it out loud? Curry told you to keep it a secret. Curry. Traitor. You better believe Curry will tell everyone you're... Can you please calm down? Just keep quiet and everything will be fine. The prosecution's whole claim is already completely irrelevant. I will object when it's necessary. Please don't make my job harder. Sorry. Can we please continue now? Sorry, Your Honor. Anyhow, I've heard the prosecution's stance, but the defense like to cross-examine. Yes, Your Honor. Then let's begin. You said you asked Kuripa whether she intended to graduate, and she said yes, correct? Yeah. In the following days, did she ever put anything in motion to actually graduate? No, she went back to normal. Even after the murder, I never heard Curry mention graduating again. You also mentioned Kuripa not usually messaging you at night. Apart from that, did anything make you feel that Kuripa wasn't in her usual mindset? She replied a lot faster than usual. Curry usually says everything in one long message and doesn't reply that quickly. Oh yeah, and she usually uses a lot of exclamation marks. It always makes her seem really energetic. But she didn't use any that night. I'd also like to ask when she gave you those messages, you said April 14th. Could you give me more specific time? Around 11:30 p.m. I remember it was almost the next day. Yeah, this is getting interesting. Evidence 17. According to our records, on April 14th at 10:30 p.m., Kuripa and Mr. C were discussing Lillian's future plans. Also, our witness just now said she received messages from Kuripa directly following that conversation. So, Kuripa must have been really mad when she messaged me. Our witness has already realized, judging from her timing, Kuripa's mood must have been heavily altered by her recent conversation with the victim. After that night, perhaps after she settled down, Kuripa didn't put anything into motion regarding her desire to graduate. Simply asking about drawing up a new skin does not show any real plans to graduate, let alone qualifying as a motive to commit murder. Our claim is that the prosecution lacks the evidence to prove a motive beyond reasonable doubt. Damn, Zoe's already making moves. Now then, who is the next witness? Kuripa, who will respond to the prosecution's claims. Is making plans for her own future a VTuber's right? I think so, yeah. Everyone has the right to decide their own future. It's not like we're slaves. If one day it seems like my agency and I are going different directions, I think we can part ways. What do you mean by going in different directions specifically? Curry likes certain video games, but sometimes my agency considers more than just what Curry thinks is fun. Like, does the game fit Curry's character? Will it hurt their interests? What's the target audience? Curry can't just play something because she wants to. That happens a lot. Then there's more, like forcing Curry to attend certain events, how much Curry has to record, getting sponsorship money. There's a lot of potential conflicts. It's normal to be dissatisfied working with your agency, right? Can you tell us how you feel after working with your agency for so long? I guess just unfulfilled. Curry just wishes her agency would understand VTubers don't have an on-off switch for working like most people do. Just being Curry takes so much energy, and seeing them not consider my needs just makes me sad and tired. Sometimes Curry can block out those negative emotions, but other times Curry feels like she's just going to explode. Those aren't happy times. Have you ever disclosed contractual information to any third party outside the company as a basis for discussing a potential collaboration? What? I'm going to eject. Does your contract with Lillian include a non-disclosure agreement? Yes. So how did you expect to get around that? Only Mr. C and Miss D have seen my contract. Curry's never showed it to anyone else before. Every job has aspects that people don't like, but Curry thinks as long as she's working for her agency, then she shouldn't do anything that hurts them. I'm sure everybody agrees that each individual has the right to determine their own future. VTubers are no exception. Kuripa never went against the interests of her own agency. Even if she has had thoughts of leaving, those thoughts, as well as any actual preparations, are well within her rights. Her behavior has been perfectly reasonable and irrelevant to this case. That'll be all, Your Honor. Okay. That makes it difficult. Maybe I should change my strategy. Time to cross-examine. Every VTuber wants to do things in ways that may not mesh with their company. After enough conflicts and disappointment, it's natural to want to change. That said, I've never done anything to hurt my agency. You admit to having thoughts of graduating, right? Yes, Curry admits it. What made you have these thoughts? I felt I was going in a different direction for my agency. I've been dissatisfied with them for a while. You said you never did anything to hurt your agency, right? Right, never. All right. So what do we have that's evidence? Let's see. That's the April 20th stream. The other streams aren't in here at all. So I guess let's try the remote access records. Nope, this isn't going. All right. It wasn't that. Okay, what else? We've got that knife, alibis, meeting records. They show a conversation between Honor and Kuripa. I don't remember what this one was. Let's see. Nope, it's not that either. If I get, ooh, good, we get a hint. She said she's never done anything against the company. Yes, I got that much. The private account for fan donations. I didn't see that in the list. This one. There it is. Presenting evidence 24. Have you ever gone on private dates with your fans? No way. That fan's delusional. Whatever they said is a lie. Is that so? Then I'd love you to explain something for me. This is your own personal account for donations, right? I never spent a cent he gave me. But there are records of withdrawals made from this account. Isn't that strange? That's because, can you first confirm with me first that this account is for fan donations? Yes, it is. Okay, then let me ask you this. If you claim to have never spent any of this money, then why have there been withdrawals from the account? Have you really never done anything against your agency's interests? Badgering the witness. This question has already been clearly answered. We have just presented new evidence. In light of that new evidence, it is vital we reconfirm this information with the witness. I agree with the prosecution. Please answer the question. But shouldn't Curry be the company's interest? What do you mean? Curry's the victim here. Why are you using your evidence to make her look like the bad guy? Can't you see what all your evidence really points to? It points to Curry's agency having no real interest in her at all. Shouldn't a VTuber's agency protect them from fan harassment? Can't you see why Curry's unhappy with Lillian? Can you prove that you've never used money from that account? Curry already talked to Mr. C about it, all right? But all those conversations were deleted, which you know by now. So Curry has no proof. You happy now? Agencies don't understand their artists' needs. They say stupid things and don't give us enough resources. It's only natural not to be happy with them after a while. If there's no benefit for an artist, their agency, then they should just leave. Can you explain how they don't give you enough resources? Curry wanted to get an artist I like to draw my latest cover. I talked to my agency about it for ages, but they just said, nope, find someone else. Sometimes the merch I want to make can't be done. Sometimes the events I want to do can't be done. I mean, isn't Curry basically keeping this whole company alive? And this is the worst part. They're preparing to take on more VTubers. They're understaffed as it is, and they think they can handle more talent and then split the resources between us? Do they think Curry doesn't bring in enough traffic on her own? Curry isn't good enough? Then maybe Curry should graduate, right? Thank you. That's enough. Now we got the conversation about the budget. Was it the second one or the first one? This is a voice recording provided by an employee recorded in the afternoon of April 18th. In it, we hear Sophie Allure having a conversation with Mr. C about the company's first quarter budget. Kuripa's new clothes went 5 times over budget, and overall investment was 3 times over budget. Excuse me, but wasn't this wasted money part of the resources you received? But Curry isn't the one who asked for a new outfit. But you got a new outfit and then asked for more and still complain that your agency doesn't give you enough resources. Am I right in saying this? Malicious intent. Objection sustained. The witness need not answer the question. As we've heard, the defendant claims she doesn't receive enough resources from her agency. In fact, however, her agency went 3 times over budget spending money on Kuripa. Unless I'm out of line, I think it's fair to say that the defendant's requests for resources went far beyond what I originally imagined. That'll be all, Your Honor. I understand the prosecution's claims. Is there another witness? Our next witness will help us uncover the truth behind Kuripa's alibi. Oh, it seems we're getting to the core of this case. Please bring them to the stand. Please state your name and occupation. Sophie Allure, Kuripa's agent. Explain the possibility that Kuripa's stream was done from within the company's office. Let's go with this one. For a VTuber to stream, what is the minimum amount of equipment required? If they're not doing a special event, then their motion capture mask, the internet, their accounts, a webcam, and microphone. That's pretty much it. Are there any rules about where she can stream? Nope. Usually people stream from home, but as long as the place is quiet and stable, then it can be done anywhere. Would the Lillian offices meet those requirements? Sure, there's streaming equipment at the office too. Sometimes I use the mic and webcam when we're in a meeting. How many people use that equipment? It's available for everyone, so I assume everyone's used it before, including Kuripa's real face. I really don't know, so I can't answer that. She streamed at the office during her end of the year party stream and one about work evaluations. Evidence 29. Do you recognize this? That's the office's streaming equipment. From her witness testimony, it's clear to see that traitor. Oh my God, she's getting mad. Why are you helping the prosecution? I'm sorry it had to be like this, but we're both mature adults. If you're innocent, then there's nothing to worry about. You've only ever cared about yourself. No one cares about me. Irrelevant. Overruled. The defendant can keep talking. Everyone's a liar. You benefited from Mr. C's death, didn't you? And your own relationships are such a mess. What right do you have to criticize Curry? Could you please shut up, you absolute child? It's not your turn to speak. Finally, we're seeing the real you, which is what you wanted, right? So now, what, you want to argue? Bring it on. We all just heard your barrage of complaints against the company. I think I speak for everyone when I say, can you please grow up and learn how to fit in with society? You think you're the only one who's tired? Don't you realize at least half of your fan base is against our agency now? Your artists aren't treated fairly. Your artists aren't safe in the workplace. With every tiny little thing, there's always some annoying group of people whining about injustice. What even is fair treatment? And who's there to treat us fairly? Whenever you're with anyone for a long time, it's natural to grow apart. But why does that always end with everyone lambasting the agency for being the bad guys? Because you're supposed to be protecting your artists. Are we not protecting you? Do you realize we only rejected that artist you wanted so badly for your cover because of problems in their personal life? Do you know how annoying it is to sign NDAs for offline events? Do you know how tiring it is to make sure every stupid gift you get is safe to even open? And what the hell do you mean we don't respect your work? Have I ever even been a little bit impolite in one of our conversations? Do you know why we want to find new talent? It's to give you a chance to interact with upcoming artists. And you say we're not good to you. Excuses, all of it. If you're so good to me, then why am I so lonely? The second I signed that contract, it's like my old self left my body. And I can't even tell anyone about how I feel because of that stupid NDA. My whole family thinks I'm doing porn or something. Even if I want to just go somewhere and relax, I'm afraid I'll be recognized. I can't even go to an event without covering up and being all secretive. I'm so freaking tired. I'm just so tired of being all alone. Aren't we a team? Think of all those times you've basically sent me essays in the middle of the night. When have I ever never read them and responded right away? So tell me, are we not a team? Sounds so nice when you say it, but you're the one helping the prosecution. Ever since this all started, I've been trying to be real hard. I've been trying real hard to find a reason to trust you. She can be really stubborn, but the Curry I know would never kill someone. That's how I was trying to look at this. But now I'm tired. I'd like to submit new evidence to the court, just in truth. Silhouette. If I were gone, everyone's problems would be solved. To know why I need that crappy boss. Not enough exercise. Do I have to report it if my coworker breaks the rules? What's this? Curry's own social media account. She did a good job hiding it. I don't think anyone else knows about it. You can check the posts and make sense of all the times yourself. April 18, 14, 20. Huh. The court believes allowing the two to argue shed valuable insight into this case. It went a bit differently than I had imagined, but it did lead to something useful. Now, let's get back to the case. I'd like to see where this new evidence can lead our prosecutor. Kuripa, does this social media account Ms. Allure presented belong to you? Kuripa, yes, it's mine. And you wrote all of the posts? Yes. Thank you. As it stands, gaining access to Kuripa's own social media page is a huge breakthrough. Our findings will be presented together during our closing arguments. We'd like to allow the defense to cross-examine the witness first. Very well. What does the defense think? The defense would like to cross-examine. Very well. You may begin when ready. Do you know the identity of Kuripa's real face? The question's against the rules. Okay, well. No. So let me get this straight. You are Kuripa's agent, but you don't know her real identity. I know this is uncommon. Agents usually know the identity of their VTuber clients, but it's our company policy to keep it a secret, as was explained to me during my initial interview. That's why I stay away from in-person events. Everything worked fine up until the murder, so I never felt the need to know. So you've never seen Kuripa stream in person? No. Mr. C was usually in charge of that. So you weren't there when she streamed at the office? No, I wasn't. If you've never seen her streaming, then how do you know she was even using the office equipment? I'm usually the one who sets up her spot at the office before she starts. I set up the mic, the mixer, the laptop, and make sure everything's working, then Mr. C takes over. That's how I know what she used. Does that answer your question? Thank you. Wow. No further questions. Next witness. With this witness, we will prove the prosecution's claims are misleading and there is no possibility of Kuripa's guilt. Faye. I have nothing to say. What? This isn't what we agreed on. Anyway, have you realized it yet? Geez, some attorney you are. The moment I walked out here, you lost. What? Is the witness refusing to testify? The verdict is already decided. It wouldn't matter if I testified or not. Just to remind you, but testifying is about presenting facts, not opinions. The only facts left are subjective. I can't change what's coming. Moving forward, I'd like to exercise my right to remain silent. Since I'm here voluntarily, I figure that won't be a problem. We're not forcing you to do anything if that's what you mean. Sorry, Curry. I really wanted to help. Well, that was interesting. My next witness will explain the inconsistencies in the defendant's alibi. Before bringing the witness to the stand, I'd like to cut to the chase of today's hearing. We're trying to uncover Kuripa's identity and behavior, and Lillian has 6 employees. Honor Chen, Amanda Childs, Sophia Lur, Faye Ward, Misty Rue, the above 5, and the one who's not here, could never have gotten away with doing whatever they wanted with a virtual identity. Isn't that right, Prudence Weeks? Oh no, we were right! Please state your name and occupation. I'm Misty Rue, administrator at Lillian Entertainment. Misty Rue, you're the only one in the company apart from Mr. C who knows Kuripa's identity, isn't that right? Please confirm for me the identity of Kuripa's real face. It's Prudence Weeks. I assume she's at home right now. Since the murder, you've been adamant about not revealing her identity. Why? At first, I thought she really couldn't be the killer and just wanted to help keep her identity a secret. But now... Personal conjecture. Objection sustained. Since we already know the identity of Kuripa's real face, let's just discuss the alibi. Presenting evidence 44. This record is from our initial interviews. Could you read this, please? Misty Rue met up with Prudence Weeks around 10:30 p.m. She says Ms. Weeks doesn't get out much and usually stays at home. Has your statement remained the same? No, I'd like to change it. Then I'll ask you again. Where was Prudence Weeks at the time of the murder? At the office. Where else would she be? When did you get home on April 20th? I went on a date with my boyfriend that night. I got home at 10:35. I remember checking my watch on the elevator. Did you bump into anyone while on the way home? I saw my roommate when I got off the elevator. Who is your roommate? My roommate is Prudence Weeks. Did she look nervous or anxious? Nope. Dang it. She was standing between our door and the elevator. Did you see her walk out of your apartment? I didn't see her walking out, no. Is there anything to prove with certainty whether she was coming out of the apartment or returning to it? No, sorry. Did she use you to give the impression she was at home? Did she know what time you were returning that day? Did she know? I told her I was seeing a movie with my boyfriend, and she knew I was having dinner around the apartment. So I guess she knew around what time I'd be back. Thank you. Misty, why? Aren't we friends? We're friends? Whatever. Why don't you just explain why the freaking knife was on my desk? Please quiet down. Would the prosecution please provide a statement? Right now, the prosecution would like to review the night of the murder. On the night, Kuripa streamed from 7 to 10 p.m. On the surface, it's a perfect alibi. Under the hood, the killer used a very important assumption to manipulate all of us. That assumption, streaming must take place at home. According to the police's recent investigation, the time of death was any time between 7:04 and 11:30 p.m. That morning, the killer messaged the victim saying she wanted to talk to him that night at the office, confirming that he would stay after hours. At some point between 5 and 7 p.m., making sure only the victim was left in the office, the killer snuck in through the window, avoiding the cameras. She then set up the streaming equipment in the meeting room before her 7 p.m. stream. Whether the victim was aware of it or not, he wouldn't have interrupted his own talent stream. While the victim waited for the stream to end, he drank the water our victim laced with sleeping pills, then fell asleep. Then our victim took a small break during her stream, slipping out of the room. After using her phone to control the victim's computer, she took the knife she brought with her and slit the victim's throat. She then returned to her stream as if nothing ever happened, chatting with her fans while simultaneously using her phone to leave comments as the victim, obfuscating the time of death. After the stream ended, she snuck back home, bumping into her roommate on the way back. Personal conjecture. Good people of the court. Evidence is everything, and good defense attorneys would never accept a statement without evidence. Please prevent the evidence. Oh, I've got evidence. My evidence proving Kuripa was in the office at the time of death is... I think it's this. Nope, it's not that. Evidence 29. This is the Lillian Entertainment Office's own streaming equipment, as just confirmed by Sophia Lur. As we know, the police found traces of blood on this very microphone, meaning at some point in the past it was covered in blood and then cleaned off. DNA testing has already proven it was the victim's blood. This means the killer touched the microphone with wet blood on their hands directly after the murder. This evidence proves that Kuripa must have murdered Mr. C. Streaming requires live interaction with one's audience. How could Kuripa have interacted with the stream while killing another human being? Evidence can explain that as well. My evidence proving that Kuripa could stream while committing the murder is the actual stream. Kuripa took a break from her stream for 10 minutes at 9:20 p.m. She said she was going to the bathroom, but Kuripa had never taken that long of a break in the past. This was obviously not your average bathroom break. Kuripa's alibi is highly calculated and meticulously pieced together. The location where the murder weapon was found is the final piece of that puzzle. And that is here. The tactical knife was placed in the trash area of Prudence Week's apartment complex. Definitive evidence. The facts prove that Prudence Weeks was streaming from the office that night. Finally, the personal account Sophia Lur provided proves the killer's motive. That's all. That'll be all, Your Honor. I understand the prosecution's claim. Before we continue this hearing, we'd like to take a short break. Currently, a task force helmed by Detective Haas is waiting outside the suspect's residence. Are you ready, Detective Haas? Yep, we can bust in on your signal. She's always so happy. The prosecution would like the defendant to appear in court as herself. Let's all just wait a moment here. No, get away from me! Justin, something's going on inside her apartment. Are you still on the outside? Yes, we haven't entered yet. Get in there now. Oh my gosh. I did not see this coming. Detective Haas, tell me, could this have been a suicide? Tell me. From the angle of the wound, it seems impossible. We entered the residence but didn't see anyone else. We think the suspect jumped down from the roof to the balcony, broke the window, and entered. Then the suspect stabbed the victim with a sharp object and exited the way they came. We don't currently have any leads. Just in truth, no. I will find this killer and bring them to justice. What on earth is happening? This timeline has come to an end. Thanks for sticking it through with me. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. I can't blame you, and I definitely recommend going back and trying to tie up those loose ends. Before that, though, my mission is to help you make sense of what's transpired up to this point. Let me remind you what puzzles you've yet to solve. First, why was the paring knife on Prudence Week's desk? We already know the paring knife isn't the real murder weapon. Then why was it so obviously planted on Prudence's desk, and by whom? Second, who killed the real face? I'll have you know there have been no new faces. Our cast of characters is still the same, and they've all testified in court. One factor is key to everything. What is it, though? Your hints end here. You're now allowed to skip to different chapters as you please. By selecting chapters from the main lobby, you can skip to any chapter where you're missing key evidence. If all you want to do is get to the end again, you won't have to replay entire chapters. For example, you can just continue chapter 2 and accuse a new suspect. If you've already accused someone, this button will immediately let you accuse someone new and place you on a brand new timeline. You only need to restart entire chapters if you want to see specific story segments. But just a warning, you'll have to fully complete a restarted chapter before moving forward. Also, I've reset all your choices for you. So if you want, you can replay chapters to see how characters react to different choices. Finally, there's a new hints button in the lobby. I'll be there ready to guide you through different timelines. Who am I, you ask? Oh, well, I'll tell you that once you've discovered the truth. Now, you'll be able to keep Kuripa from meeting her untimely death, right? I sincerely hope we meet again. I'll be waiting for you at the end. Apparently, there are different endings, y'all. I did not see that coming. Holy cow. All right. So, we're at the hour, I think. So, we are going to go ahead and stop here. But holy moly, I'm flabbergasted. So we have saved the game, and this is where we're going to leave it for tonight. I'm leaving you all hanging, and myself too. I'm blown away. I did not expect it. This has been an amazing game. Like, the story is so cool. Thank you all for joining us tonight for Real Face of a VTuber. Once again, my name is Michelle, and this is Total Apex Media Gaming. Please do like, hit subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss the next stream, which will be on Monday. We have additional streams and podcasts all throughout the week, so you won't want to miss those as well. And until next time, we'll see you again.